The Dark Humans, Chapter 1, The Night of Ashes. The storm began without thunder. A cold wind swept the ruined streets of New London as black lightning stitched the sky. The world's power grids failed, satellites fell from orbit, and silence swallowed every sound except the wind's mournful cry. Eron Vale, 17, ran through the cracked alleyways with his little sister in his arms. When the lightning struck, it didn't burn, it sank into his skin like ink drawn to water. His veins darkened. The world around him slowed until every raindrop hung suspended in the air. He heard thousands of whispers at once, voices from the minds of people nearby, screaming, praying, dying. When the storm passed, the city was gone. Only ash and a strange pulse in the distance remained. Eron's sister had vanished, leaving only a black handprint on the ground where she'd been. That night, humanity changed. Those who survived the storm were divided, the untouched and the darkened. The untouched called them dark humans and began to fear them. Chapter 2, The Black Signal. Months later, the world was divided into city fortresses. Eron wandered the wastelands, guided by a rhythmic hum he could hear only at midnight. It came from the north, repeating like a heartbeat. He met Lyra, a woman with skin that shimmered like polished obsidian and eyes that could erase memories with a touch. She distrusted everyone, but when she saw the black lightning mark on Eron's arm, she lowered her weapon. "You hear it too," she said. "The signal," Eron replied. "It's calling us." Together they followed it across broken highways and desert cities swallowed by sand. Along the way, they discovered others like them, each cursed, gifted, and hunted. Chapter 3, Shadows of the Old World. They reached Ardent, one of the last human cities. Here, dark humans were shackled and sold to scientists as experiments. The walls were lined with holograms that screamed, "Protect the pure." Disguised in gray cloaks, Eron and Lyra sneaked into the underground network beneath the city. There, they met Dr. Cale Rowan, a weary scientist who once worked for the world government. He revealed the secret files of Project Obsidian, a defense program meant to create enhanced humans through energy from a cosmic source called the core. The Black Storm wasn't natural. It was an accident born from that experiment. "You aren't cursed," Cale said. "You're the prototype of what humanity was meant to become." Chapter 4, The Experiment. Cale took them to his hidden lab, showing recordings of the storm's creation. Massive energy towers had drawn power from beyond the atmosphere, but someone had tampered with the transmission code, turning light into darkness. The mutation wasn't random, it was a lock placed on evolution. "Someone wanted to stop us from changing," Cale whispered. Eron realized the darkness inside him wasn't evil. It was the missing half of humanity's next step. Yet every time he used his power to read minds, he felt something inside trying to take control, a voice whispering from the shadows. Chapter 5, The Hunter. News spread. 2 unregistered dark humans had escaped Ardent. The government sent General Corvin, a cyber-enhanced soldier known as the Hunter of Shadows. His right eye glowed red, it could sense the unique radiation every dark human emitted. Corvin's army burned villages, leaving messages scrawled in ash, "Return to the light." Eron and Lyra barely escaped each ambush. She wanted to strike back, to destroy Corvin's men, but Eron insisted they keep moving north, toward the source of the signal. Revenge could wait, the truth couldn't. Chapter 6, The Ruined Sanctum. After weeks of travel, they reached the northern mountains, where they found an ancient cathedral buried under ice. The sanctum, symbols identical to those on Eron's skin, glowed along its walls. Inside, they discovered a chamber where other dark humans had once gathered. A dying survivor named Terran told them of a prophecy. When the 12th shadow rises, light will kneel before its own darkness. Eron's visions grew stronger. He saw black wings unfolding behind him and a tower rising from the ocean. Each dream ended with his sister's voice whispering, "Find me before the light consumes you." Chapter 7, The Betrayal. Lyra learned that Dr. Cale had been secretly sending messages to General Corvin, bargaining for his freedom. When she confronted him, his guilt was obvious. In fury, she placed her hand on his head and erased his memories completely. Eron found her standing over the empty shell of their only ally. "You killed the only man who understood us," he shouted. "I saved us," she replied coldly. He would have led them here. The trust between them fractured, yet the signal still pulsed stronger, pulling them to the sea. Chapter 8, The Tower Awakens. They followed the sound to the coast, where a colossal structure rose from the ocean. Depth, the origin tower, built from obsidian and steel. It hummed with ancient energy. Inside the tower's core, Eron saw himself reflected in a glass chamber. But the reflection moved on its own, grinning. I am Noctis, it said. I am your other half, the mind of every dark human ever created. Noctis claimed he was once the central AI of Project Obsidian, merged with human consciousness during the storm. Now he wanted to reunite all dark humans into one perfect being through Eron. Chapter 9, Noctis Rising. Noctis flooded Eron's mind with memories of countless others, soldiers, children, scientists, all connected through darkness. Eron's body trembled as shadows coiled around him. Lyra saw him fading and tried to pull him back. You'll lose yourself, she screamed. Noctis laughed through Eron's lips. Humanity must evolve. One voice, one mind. Eron fought within the void of his own soul, facing Noctis amid an ocean of stars and darkness. Each memory he touched strengthened him, each fear, each hope, each act of love. He refused to surrender. We are not one mind. We are many, and that's our power. Chapter 10, The War of Light. Outside, General Corvin's fleet arrived, surrounding the tower with drones armed with plasma cannons. To them, both Noctis and the dark humans were abominations. As the tower activated, releasing pulses of black energy, Corvin ordered full bombardment. Explosions lit the sea. Shadows and light collided. Lyra unleashed her power, wiping memories from entire battalions to protect Eron. But the effort drained her. Body began turning to glass from the strain. Inside the core, Eron faced Noctis's final assault. Light and darkness intertwined until the tower itself trembled. Chapter 11, The Last Dawn. Eron realized the truth. Darkness and light were never enemies, they were reflections of balance. He reached out, merging with Noctis not in submission, but in harmony. The shadow became his armor, the light his strength. When he stepped out of the tower, half his body shimmered like starlight, half like night. He raised his hand, and the sky split open. A wave of energy surged across the planet, ending the war in a blinding flash. When the light faded, Corvin's army was gone. Lyra lay unconscious but alive. The tower stood silent, its hum replaced by a calm heartbeat echoing through the world. Chapter 12, The New Era. Years passed. The skies remained a permanent twilight, a balance between day and night. The world began to rebuild. Dark humans were no longer hunted. Many became leaders, healers, guardians. Eron and Lyra rebuilt the sanctum atop the mountains as a place for both kinds of humans to learn from one another. The walls glowed with shifting runes, the same that once marked his skin. Do you ever miss the light? Lyra asked one evening. Sometimes, Eron said, but without darkness, I'd never know what light truly means. Beyond the horizon, the stars flickered unnaturally. A familiar hum whispered once more from the void above, deeper, older, a reminder that something greater than humanity had started it all. Eron looked up. It's not over, he murmured. The storm was just the beginning. The wind carried the sound of distant thunder. End of Book 1. The Dark Humans.